gentlemen, we have a very special program for today. We went so far back in time, Mr. Howard Stone is a baby, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Howard Stone's a baby.
Phunky, are you filming without me?
Uh-oh. Yes, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He went around the side of the building.
Are you filming?
He went around.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let me kind of, correct myself here.
He went around the side of the building to go potty. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't need this anymore.
But Phunky, come on. Where'd you get a baby from?
And
why am I a beer short?
Yes, I went down to the lady on the corner and I sold her a beer for the baby.
Well, that's all right. You owe me 5 beers now, Phunky.
Okay. Yes, because you had to put some in the DeLorean to get here.
Yes, so, yeah. Well, I mean, but we're at least finally back here in 2000.
Yes, we are. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is right. It's another episode of X.m.W. Only this time we're coming to you live. We charged up that flux capacitor. We fired up the Phunky DeLorean. Yes,
right behind
the
you,
Phunky DeLorean, ladies and gentlemen. We fired it up. We came all the way back to the year 2000 to 2005. I'm the fat funky bastard, and this is Mr. Howard Stone, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, it's special, isn't it, tonight?
It's a big one here, Phunky.
We are here at the
Yeah, this is the F.w.A. arena. This is the birth, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
This is the birth. This is pre-XmW.
Yeah.
This is where the 3 men met up. This is where Enigma, the Mad Hatter now, and the Joker met up to form the company that you know today as the XmW. But we're going to get to that briefly because the 3 men kind of had a little falling out there, with the Joker and Hatter. Of course, they formed the JWO. They went their own way.
Yeah. And Enigma went the crazy way. He lived his fucking shit.
If that's the way you see it. But see, what we're going to cover today is the birth of the F.w.A. What led you to today's XmW. We're going to take you title by title, teach you the men that you've seen in the past and the men that you still see today in the XmW. Give me your favorite moment of the original F.w.A. Phunky.
My favorite moment is when Local Beware is smacked in the face with barbed wire wrap back.
I mean, I have to say my favorite competitor, if you want to go back that far in the F.w.A. when I watched the original footage, is the Blue Baron, who we don't see on today's footage, but was a prominent member in the hardcore division.
Yes. Hopefully one day we'll get that footage back from Oklahoma. If you're watching out there, Oklahoma, please send it back to us. Not the guy, not the manager from fucking WCW. Not Oklahoma. The state Oklahoma has that footage. There was an issue and they confiscated it. So, happened like 3 fingers, something like that, playing in traffic.
Yeah, kind of like that, but whatever. We're gonna take you all the way back to the birth of the F.w.A. We're gonna start you off with the spraying of the champions.
Yes, the spraying of the champions.
Where we're gonna take you is it's basically you're gonna see quick glimpses of title by title. When you really break it down, we have the lightweight championship is gonna kind of be glimpsed at. The hardcore tag titles, the hardcore title, the intercoastal championship, the world titles, all going to be kind of glimpsed at in this footage. But we're going to break it down title by title for you right after the intro.
We're also going to get to take a look at the Hellfire and Brimstone.
Oh yes, and the Hellfire and Brimstone cannot be left out. Not really a championship here in the F.w.A., but definitely a prominent war.
Yes, it is a staple. It was a staple.
It's definitely a staple here in the F.w.A., which stayed alive all the way to the XmW. Phunky.
Yes, it did. We saw it a few weeks ago.
But Phunky, I think it's your turn to bring them down, man. Let's take them down.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's head on down to the ring. Yes, it's my prediction, but we can't be so sure on that. But I'm saying they're going to win it. And now to the action.
I lost
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a very exciting opening there. The Spring of Champions, new champions crown, and we're gonna break it down for you, belt by belt.
Yes, ladies.
Here in the F.w.A. Now we're gonna start them off with the light heavyweight division.
Yes.
The light heavyweight championship of the F.w.A. Fans of the X.m.W. know nothing about this title,
yes.
But we'll get to that at the end of the show.
If I was a competitor, this is where I would be, because I'm very
slim. Yeah, oh, very slender, slender there, Phunky. But we're going to start it off. I mean, the very first winner coming out of the Spring of Champions, Evil Natty.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, little man, but he was able to move and able to get the job done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it happened, but I mean...
Had a mask one time, didn't have a mask the other time.
Well, see, from what I heard from the backstage people is that when he took the mask off after, he was just as ugly and scary without the mask as he was with the mask. So he realized, I guess, on a personal note, that it made no difference. So the man took the Bush mask off and showed his own ugly ass dome in the F.w.A.
I
arena.
heard women and children scream in the arena. I did. All the men.
Sorry, I had to light a cigarette there, ladies and gentlemen.
All the men were like, "Yeah, that's not scary."
Well, I mean, I've heard. We go back with him, like we talk about, light bulbs.
Yeah.
We literally, we talk about 20-ounce soda bottles to the face.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the little things that go back into the behind the scenes of F.w.A. that maybe one day will be glimpsed on, but not today here.
Sooner or later.
So we're going to go in, we're going to talk about men like Blaze, a former light heavyweight champion. We talk about men like Joe Hardley.
Yeah.
Men like Matt, who is still around today.
Yes, Matt
Daddy, now Peyton Sims, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Re-debuting with the X.m.W.
Later on.
Yes, we're
We've been to the future, so we know.
Yeah, we've already touched on this. But these men really made the division, and I mean, for some reason, we have Big Brown Beefy Gravy.
I was just going to say, you missed one. Your favorite. He's your favorite. Yes, he is.
I'll put it to you this way, Phunky. I really don't understand how he was billed as a lightweight.
8 fluid ounces. 16, 18? Yeah, 16 fluid ounces, ladies and gentlemen. That's how he was billed as a lightweight.
All right, so you're telling me, you're telling me, Phunky, my beer is 24 fluid ounces.
Yes, if you put him on a scale with your beer, it wouldn't weigh the same.
My beer is going to weigh more than Big Brown.
It would not weigh the same. That's what I'm saying. Let me tell you, F.w.A. management, was not too smart. Back in the day, I saw that he weighed more than 16 fluid ounces, but they wouldn't listen to old Phunky.
I thought it was 1,600 fluid ounces, but I mean, I don't even know the comparison. But anyway, if you come down with that, we're going to bring you back to the excitement that was the light heavyweight title division of the F.w.A.
And Big Brown finishing it off.
And Big Brown ending with the belt that magically disappeared. Once again, we'll get to that later in the footage, ladies and gentlemen.
Some say it was magically delicious.
Well, we'll just say this. We'll say it's exciting stuff. Check it out. Phunky, take them down.
Let's head on down to the ring, ladies and gentlemen.
We're living creeps will 666 the perfect horror movie
To the ball bag.
Welcome to this beautiful city. I am your guide, my name is Kitty. Gonna lead you to the right direction, to help with easy cheesy small town perfection. So pleased to eat and meet you. Follow me, I'll see you through. You will fall in love at first sight, filled with pleasure and delight. Don't worry, Daddy looks like a ghost now. 'Cause it starts at night. That's when the city comes to life. We're living creeps for you. 666 to perfect baby horror movie. City streets for you. 666 on the dead and zombie free. There's a thing you have to know. Once you're in, nowhere to go. No leaving, no going back. Try good luck, will break your neck. But a match just a tiny detail. Still human, coming was a fail. When eyes all over the place, claiming taxes their own ways. Don't worry.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
Now it's the X.m.W. Almost. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. The F.w.A. Tag Team Championship.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll get to this in a second. The F.w.A. Tag Team Championship,
Yes.
won originally by the Mad Hatter and the Icon Loco Beware,
Yes.
renamed immediately,
Yes.
asking, this was asked of them to name the championships. They deemed them the F.w.A. Hardcore
Yes, they did.
Tag Team titles. And man, what a division this was.
Oh, it was crazy.
You have members. Well, we have to talk about. Well, we'll talk about the special stipulations after this. We talk about teams from the Japanese World Order. We talk
Yes.
about the Army of Darkness competing.
Yes.
We talk about the long forgotten Hardcore Kings
Yes.
competing.
The
I mean-
Masters of Anarchy, who we still see in XmW today.
Absolutely, still see them today. And we talk about these teams, and we talk about the rule that any man from his faction can defend those belts.
Yes. And it happened a lot, ladies and gentlemen. People were lazy, and they just pushed them off.
Yes, it did. I mean, when you talk about when the Japanese World Order held the belts, you had Hollywood Chuck Taylor defending with the likes of the Mad Hatter,
Yes.
the Rotten Dead,
Yes.
the Joker.
The Undead Tag Team was one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
Absolutely. When you talk about Hollywood Chuck Taylor and Rotten Dead, excellent tag team. I mean, the man didn't even stand up, and to my knowledge, looking back at old records, never been beat.
Never. Yeah.
Never been pinned.
Never.
Can't stand up at all, but the man has never been pinned.
How that happens, nobody knows, ladies and gentlemen.
But I mean, when you talk about all that and it ends out, it finalizes with almost a formation of what you're getting ready to see in XmW,
Yeah.
with the crowning of the Mad Hatter and Soul King closing it out
Yeah.
for the F.w.A. as the Hardcore Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
So I mean, what you got for me on that, Phunky?
I don't have nothing else. That was an exciting division. I loved commentating it. I loved watching it all
So you
the
had
time.
the joy of being here firsthand.
I was right here in this arena.
Like, see, even though I'm seeing it through the Funky DeLorean, it's still secondhand to me.
Yeah.
I wasn't here the first time.
like
See, you
your
already
smoke
knew
to
the
me.
excitement.
It's like
Yes.
your smoke to me.
Breathe it in, secondhand smoke. Take them down, Funky.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go head on down to the ring.
Another drop in the night. All I think of you, get to you. Think of me, not this such a dream you. My nightmares make my dreams come true. Possession from the shitty air. I fucking hope you smell it 'cause it's soaking me. Now let my skeptics outplay. Because it's empty, now there's room for you. I should have seen it coming. Another stab to my back. Still sitting right with me. Whoa. Guess I couldn't help but I found a better way. I should have seen the signs. Found a better way. I can't see you. Wasted was a time. You'll never see through mine. My wasted was a time. We're all for nothing. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. shovel or completes its task. The traffic streams across the silver bridge. Happy faces view the fog upon the eastern ridge. Something gives, the beach collapse. A darker figure completes its task. That night, that ride, those wings, those eyes, that sound. I hear it can't be human. Genus unknown from an ancient time. Furrow your wings and take to your flight. It's your night.
Hey, hello. Oh my God, he was all over
With no
that.
detection. With no detection. I heard some say it didn't happen, that there wasn't nothing rapping on the stone door or across the porch along the porch. But despite these claims, I've seen it on the face of every living witness there. There's no doubt that that night, that ride, those wings, those eyes, that sound. I hear it can't be human. Genus unknown from an ancient time. Furrow your wings and take to your flight. The ghost of West Virginia, they are calling me home. The sweet clutching mountains high. The genus unknown. Genus unknown. Genus unknown.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That was so exciting, Mr. Howard Stone. What do we have up next?
We're going to take them right in after the hardcore tag titles. We're going right into the singles hardcore title.
This was Melee. Some of my favorite. Local Beware is my favorite X.m.W. wrestler, F.w.A.
F.w.A.
wrestler. I'm
wrestler,
sorry, F.w.A.
Oh.
wrestler. It's all the
with
same, ladies and gentlemen.
All
He
inclusive.
is my favorite. I love Local Beware to death. He stunned me a few weeks ago. Yeah, that's scary. But he is my favorite. I love watching him wrestle. I love the carnage he put his opponent through. I love the carnage that his opponent put him through. That's the fucking face, ladies and gentlemen. Just ripped him down his face. Blood and guts and brain matter everywhere. And then he just healed back up. It was like he never happened.
Well, I mean, when you look at this, ladies and gentlemen, it's basically an homage to the only F.w.A. hardcore champion, Local Beware. The man never lost a sanctioned F.w.A. hardcore match.
But I remember one day where he lost the teddy dog to the teddy dog monkey bear that he wrestled.
Well,
I
that-
commentated it. That's how I know.
That was unsanctioned by the F.w.A.
Yes.
Although he did, in theory, lose the belt for a week to a stuffed animal, he did win it back, ladies and
He
gentlemen.
invoked his rematch clause, signed the contract and everything. And the funny thing is the dog monkey thing, it signed the contract too. I don't know how that happened. I wasn't the mediator. That was Sugar.
I mean, that
Mr.
was,
Sugar Daddy Funny Nuts.
well, I mean, that was pretty much his escort there for a little bit after we had the whole fiasco on another
Yes.
thing, which
yes, Mr. Telly's
we'll,
actor,
we'll,
yes.
we'll get to that maybe in the documentary. But right
Sooner or
now,
later.
we are just talking this hardcore champion, and it's great. I mean, all you got to do is watch, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Take them
ladies,
out, fun.
ladies and gentlemen, head on down to the ring and watch a legend in action.
Get me to a hospital, I'm bleeding profusely. Call me an ambulance, rush me to emergency. I need a doctor and a nurse, my blood and veins forever cursed. I want you here with me tonight, I'm just too young, I don't wanna die.
We got
Get me to Call me an ambulance, rush me to emergency. I need a doctor and a nurse. Blood and veins forever cursed. Should have stayed and said goodnight. Just too young, I don't want to.
Oh my God!
I'm writing you this. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know who I am. So much blood in the room. I don't think that's mine. Possibly it's yours. Chaos. That's my fucking way. That's what I believe in. That's what I create. Losing all of myself. I'm not gonna try to fix it this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and that was exciting. Now, we have fire.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, ladies and gentlemen. We're taking you to a signature match, not a title match, but a signature match
Yes.
of the
A
FWA.
staple in the F.w.A, if you will.
You're going to see three great ones here in clips
Yeah.
of the hellfire and brimstone between
Oh.
Skull and Diablo. Two men on the same side as Enigma that absolutely hated each other, Phunky.
Yeah. Oh, they did. They were in the army of darkness, but they hated each other. I mean, they lit their asses on fire numerous occasions. Skull always won it. Diablo never won it, but he hated Skull. And just was, oh, it was crazy.
With a passion, I mean, and if you break it down, we go back to the tag team title division, not to throw you back. But these two men actually competed as a tag team, and a dominant one at that.
Yes, it was crazy, like I said.
But I mean, I see nothing else to say that you're going to see Skull, you're going to see Diablo, and you're going to see people set on fire, Phunky.
Fire!
Take them down.
Fire, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we'll call the fire department and get ready. Let's head on down to the ring.
Never
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Oh my God. The fire and brimstone, the hellfire. Oh, Jesus, I love it.
I think I'm still smoking a little bit there, Phunky,
Little bit.
But we're gonna wind it on back. We're gonna go to the Intercoastal Division of the F.w.A.
Yeah. The stepping stone, if you will, to the World Championship at this time in the FWA.
And nobody presents that more than the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Now becoming Cyrus Archon in the X.m.W. dominant world heavyweight champion there. So
Yeah.
he builds this division better than no one.
Yeah.
Nobody can basically touch him, man. He held the belt like 714 times.
Yes. My record says 767. I think that's what I have in my memory.
767. He's held that belt. I mean, he has gone against, basically, the likes of other
Everybody.
stepping stones.
Yes.
He's going against Janitor J.
Yes.
And then he's trained his mama after.
Yes.
And then he has also gone into matches with other members that have gone on to the world title. You talk about Heart's Blood,
Yes.
who he's also faced. Mac, now Preston or Peyton Sims. My
Yeah.
apologies. Now moving on. And I mean, obviously the belt closes out in FWA history with his brother holding it to close out the FWA as Preston Phoenix. But the big one for me in this whole segment here, Phunky, is the Mad Hatter, Evil Bush, Evil Nedden, however you want to call
That
it.
feud, yeah.
Yes, it was a beautiful feud. You had
Yeah.
excellent matches, and you're going to see that basically displayed
Yes,
on your computer
that-
television screen
That was
today.
a war that was unbelievable.
I mean, for the little man to be able to actually be in there and compete. I mean, former FWA light heavyweight champion competing with the big man, the Mad Hatter, in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
There's no words that can even explain it.
No, not really. And I mean, the only thing I can say is watch the footage, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy, because this comes down to where I guess we'll touch on this later, where we get the rule change for the division.
Yeah.
Because this is wide open at this time in the FWA.
There's no rules on any titles, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in the FWA. But let's head on down to the ring.
Very good.
Run for your life! Run for your life!
This is a worldwide state of emergency, and there ain't no end in sight. Continue on, but never make it through the night. It's like a fatal game of hide and seek, and we're running for our lives. We're all doing what we can just to survive. Nobody's gonna be left standing when the wind comes crashing down. Run up the bodies and stack 'em out. We're gonna burn them to the ground.
They all fall down! They all fall down! They all fall down!
Ashes,
They all fall down!
now we can hear their screams get louder. Smells like death in all the dust. All the victims left behind will turn to rust. Ain't gonna turn around to see it. There's no secrets left to hide. We're all doing what we can just to survive. Nobody's gonna be left standing when the wave comes crashing down. Run up the bodies and stack 'em out. We're gonna burn them to the ground.
They all fall down! They all fall down! They all fall down!
Ashes.
They all fall down!
Another burning by the wayside. Suffering for what we can't fight. Still over by the same tide. So we dance into the dark night.
They all fall down! They all fall down!
Ashes,
They all fall down! They all fall down! They all fall down! They all fall down!
ashes.
They all fall down!
Ladies and gentlemen, the storm is rolling in. It is the world title time, Mr. Howard Stone.
Yes, it is the F.w.A. World Heavyweight Championship. Very prestigious belt in the company.
Yeah,
Only second, I believe, to the hardcore title.
yeah.
But, you know, once again, for another time, maybe the documentary for those of you who are going to check it out.
Yep.
But we have such gentlemen in the World Heavyweight title division as Heart's Blood, Enigma, the
Yeah.
Joker. I mean, you have men that can get in there and battle. Scottish Thorn.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's even on tape, but Twisted was even in there at one
At
time.
some point.
So, I mean, we have all this build. The first ever FWA World Heavyweight Champion, the Joker.
Yeah.
Very dominant, very technical in the ring.
Yeah.
Technician
Very
for the
close.
Japanese World Order. Friends,
Yeah.
friends
Very-
of the Mad Hatter, now known as Cyrus Archive.
Yes, very close friend of mine. I was a very close friend of his. His brother was Sugar Daddy Funny Nuts. I don't know if you knew that. Yeah.
I didn't know that directly.
Yeah. His
I mean, I
brother-
knew both gentlemen at one time.
Yeah. They're both off.
But I mean, we would love to see him back if he is watching this.
Please, if you're watching it.
The XmW would like you to come home, baby.
Yes, you need to come back, Mr. Joker.
We would like you to come home, even though, like, if we watch this footage further, we see an ass whooping that he was given by a nigga.
Yeah.
I mean, and if we look at this, the title changed hands a lot here with the world title division,
Yeah.
as it did in the intercultural
Heart
division.
Blood being one of the predominant world champions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a very dominant superstar. Still with the XmW when you see later footage. I mean, you know, we're not talking contracts of the future. We're talking what's already happened, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it basically ends out with Enigma being the world heavyweight champion
That is
at
right.
18 times.
18 times. He
Fuck a
also
Ric
lost
Flair.
it 18 times. Let me tell you that, because I've seen every 18 times.
Oh yeah, I mean, Enigma took his whooping. He
Yeah.
really did. I mean, and his big thing, we're going for the reversals and trying to make moves, but It didn't always work out with him, especially with the Japanese World Order and with the Joker. But with such a hype division, the only thing we can say is we got to take you to the ring.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, so let's head on down to the ring.
Standing in the darkness, smoking cigarettes, looking through your window, waiting and watching. When I woke up from the death I was gone 6 feet under the earth in a casket, screaming, remember this time that father and this it was all this, it was all this. When they come before you, when you're fast asleep, we guarantee you that it's only just a dream. You will know when your heart's in your throat, you will show it's not real. Remember those times that father and this, it was only a kiss, it was only a kiss.
And what is the force of Antichrist, which in these last days has the greatest appeal to the lust of the flesh? There's no doubt whatsoever. It's something called rock and roll music.
Black is black and love is dead. Nothing left and that's okay. I know the world is a gray. Even in her death, she still smokes cigarettes. I know she can't taste the pain. Saturday night, of the living dead. I saw that deep inside her. We are waiting for you, baby. Your God's what I'm waiting Saturday night of the living dead. We get ourselves tattooed with images of death. You know the wicked never rest. We listen to the music that no one seems to care. It's our life, yes we live. Saturday night of the living dead. I saw that deep inside her. We are waiting for you, baby. Your God's what I'm waiting Saturday night of the living
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And that was awesome. But it's time to go to the sad portion of the program
The conclusion of the F.w.A.
Oh, I was going to say the end, but I like the conclusion better.
The conclusion of the F.w.A., which starts off with a very basic segment. It's the buying out of the majority shares from the Joker, from Mad Hatter, and from Enigma by Vex Icon, the owner of Hazmat TV.
That's why we are on Hazmat Television, ladies and gentlemen.
That's why we will always stand on Hazmat Television, and we represent Hazmat Television if it were the XmW to this day.
Yeah.
But we move on. I mean, we talk about everything that you just saw.
Yeah.
We talk about the changes in the company that Vex Icon has brought upon us.
Yeah.
We talk about that there is no longer a hardcore champion because Loco just left with the belt.
He retired with it and took it home. He sits and watches TV with it and maybe eats nacho cheese off of it.
From my understanding, Vex sent him requests to get the belt back and just decided it was easier to create a new and more maniacal champion.
Yeah.
So we now have, ladies and gentlemen, the XmW Deathmatch crown.
Yes, this is why we had that tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
So, I mean, we go on to another rule change.
Yes.
As you know, with the F.w.A., basically there were no rules.
No, there wasn't.
Everything just ran rampant. You fought for where you wanted to fight for. You fought for your spot.
You fought for your spot. You fought for Preston's spot.
You had to fight for your spot.
Yep.
But now the Intercoastal Division is held down by traditional wrestling rules. There are disqualifications. There are countouts. You can only win by pinfall or submission.
Yeah.
It's tradition. It's old school wrestling. So if you're a fan of old school wrestling, the new XmW division, the Intercoastal division is for you.
It has that for you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
And then then we move on from here and then we talk about somebody that I personally can't fucking stand. We talk about the light heavyweight title.
Yes.
Which magically disappeared from what I hear.
The rumor has it, ladies and gentlemen, is that Big Brown Beef and Gravy ate it. Vex went to ask for it back. Brown couldn't find it. We think he ate it.
I mean, I have seen little pieces of gold backstage in the backstage area from the little droppings that Brown leaves.
Well, there's also a little rumor going around that the Open Can Challenge is technically his version of the lightweight title because he felt bad because he got hungry one night and he ate it. So
is that why his belt is completely fabric?
Yeah.
He just had to sew it up in order to make something new.
He sewed it out of old yoga pants or something like that.
Well, I mean, we look at all that and then we talk about the greats that are still moving on with the company.
Yeah.
At this point, we talk about men like I said, we talk about the Mad Hatter.
Yeah.
Generating his new image, new persona, so to speak. As Cyrus Archon. Dominant force now. Like when we talk about him in the F.w.A., Intercoastal, he's the dominant one.
Yeah.
Now he's bringing the House of Pain, so to speak, to the World Heavyweight Title Division.
Yes, he is.
Number one new rival, Enigma, also moving on.
Yes, he is.
Ended his F.w.A. reign with the World Heavyweight Title.
Yeah.
Still with XmW to this day. Well, at least at the time of filming, so to speak.
We have to mention that Cyrus was the last tag team champion with Phunky.
Yes, he was, ladies and gentlemen. Very dominant tag team, very impressed. And I mean, you're going to see when you look at the XmW footage, you're going to see that early formation. That early formation of the Divine Revelation.
And you have to mention, you can't go without mentioning the new Intercoastal champion.
Preston Phoenix, the brother of Cyrus Archon, coming on dominant at basically the end of the F.w.A., kind of making his debut and taking over the division in place of his brother.
And there's one thing that we haven't talked about.
And what is that? What is that there?
This stick is falling
That
into my
stick
computer.
falling on the computer, yes.
Did nothing.
Did nothing.
Former F.w.A. referee turned F.w.A. wrestler X.m.W.
Yeah,
Growing up in the company.
yeah, I mean, he really started, like you talk about Drake terms. Started from the bottom, now he here.
Okay.
You know, yeah, I mean, if you want to bust out, you know, I'm not a big, fan, but
He
okay.
cut his teeth. He was all like 7 years old and he was refereeing for us. Now he's like 18, 19, 20, 21, somewhere.
And if you look, I mean, I even think his debut match in X.m.W. was against former world heavyweight champion Enigma. I mean, you can't really top things like that for your true comeuppance story.
No.
And I mean, that's what X.m.W. to me is all about.
But that's what loyalty gets.
That's what loyalty gets you here in X.m.W. You put the work in, you get the opportunity.
That's what
Phunky, for the F.w.A. I really don't have much more for him. Man, take him out. I'm gone.
Ladies and
I'm going
gentlemen,
back to the glory.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Howard Stone has gone to the DeLorean, and I got to get to the DeLorean because we got to get to Back to the Future because we have some lost tape to show you. So, I'll see you in the future, ladies and gentlemen.
Gonna get fucked up tonight. Bring sales up and right. Got someone else to drive tonight. So baby's gonna get down. We're kicking off the night. A few sparks and a couple of lines to feel alright. Time to unwind tonight. Baby till I fall down. Got too fucked up last night. Spilled my drink out in a fight. Lost my keys and lost my mind. Got left behind, still found a ride. Well, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to XmW. Very, very, very sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but we got a huge problem here. Phunky took the DeLorean before we ever decided to go out anywhere, and now...
Well, we were trying to get to the liquor store.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know...
Looking for some place in Maryland.
In Maryland, okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, he has us lost, and it seems to me right now, at least from the people that I've spoke to that have walked by, that we're somewhere in the time period of 2046.
It is the future.
At this point, I will say that XmW is the dominant wrestling company in the world, but that's not quite the point, because we need to get back to our footage. Phunky, what the hell are we doing
I
here?
think we gotta go someplace right there. Oh, look! Ladies and gentlemen.
You seem to find it?
Yeah, I found it. Well, it's really crazy. I don't even know how to read this thing. Maybe we got to go.
So hopefully we're going over here somewhere.
Oh, if we gotta go over here, we're in trouble. I have to go. I don't know what I did with the map. But, ladies and gentlemen, it is amazing. We are in the future, and it seems that XmW is dominant. Take these off.
Say WWE who, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, we are, and the president is now the United States of XmW, ladies and gentlemen. But the bad thing is, they eat bean pies. That's nasty. That's nasty, ladies and gentlemen.
But hold on, ladies and gentlemen. One thing you don't know about the year 2046 is that actually Phunky is the president of the United States of the globe. And he made
XmW.
bean pies. And he made bean pies the natural country food.
They naturally grow them from the soil.
They grow them wild.
Yes, and they're gold diggers. The gold diggers go and dig them out of the dirt, but they're gonna be careful because they don't want to get that $500 Jordan.
Yeah, don't want to scuff up the Jordans. Don't want to scuff up the Jordans.
Scuff up the Jordans. No. Well, take those off. Yeah. I think I've got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna hop back into the time machine from 2046. Is that what
God,
you
because
said?
Phunky's the president.
I've recharged the flux capacitor.
You retarded the flux capacitor. Yes,
And we are gonna go back to 2006 to 2009. Basically, it is 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, this is how we got into our little mess.
He got confused. The hood fell open.
Flux capacitor went all jiggity wobbly. So
he went upside down. And,
Mr. Howard Stone, what we have?
Well, you got crayons here.
Oh,
some crayons.
they were from.
Go ahead and color.
Okay, we have some lost tapes promos of some matches that happened last week. Ladies and gentlemen,
what it is, Hollywood and all that. Yeah.
let's go all the way back. Let's go take a look. Head on down to the
Now I know it's been some days since you and I spoke and went our separate ways. And the last words that we exchanged were goodbye, fuck you, and go the hell away. They say time heals all wounds, and if I see your face again, it'll be too soon. And I hope you know my heart is true when I say I want bad things to happen to you. Oh, I've been thinking lately, fuck you. And I've been drinking, baby.
somebody needs to check the archives because we hit gold on this one.
Yes, yes. Wow, this was a hell of a show. You know, XmW Unleashed, episode 14, F.w.A. Flashback to the Future, ending it
The lost tapes.
with the lost tapes of the X.m.W.
Now see here, we started off, and we started off hot here, Phunky. We started
Yes.
off with a tag team champion, hazmat tag team championship
Yes, like a
match.
house of fire, ladies and gentlemen.
We started off Nick Houston, Psychotic Red, challenging the team, the championship team of Hollywood Chuck Taylor Stone
Yes,
Dragon.
and as we know, it's his return. Psychotic Red returns, and he is the LBGKQT champion from that Fed down there.
LGBTQ.
Yes, then there you go.
Hold on, let's check out Funky's notes here. We have to remember LGBTQ champion. How you have it down on paper
Okay,
there,
that's
Funky?
champion. Okay,
Yes, from
got
down
it.
south, representing the LGBTQ community down south.
Yes,
South
Yes.
here, XmW, coming up
Yes.
in his return, an unsuccessful return, as we know.
yes, it was.
The Icons definitely, I believe, dominated that match.
Yes, I think Houston just needed a partner, and he was like, ring, 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 and you know, he answered the call. 'Cause
He answered the call unsuccessfully. Then we move on to this intercoastal gauntlet. Controversy on the end here, Funky.
yeah,
We have Machine taking on Spider, taking on Damian Moon, and finishing out with Cyrus Archon.
yes, as you saw, former F.w.A. Intercoastal Champion, way back in the day,
The
Ladies and gentlemen.
114-time intercoastal champion.
167 times.
Then known as the Mad Hatter, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
as you saw earlier in the episode, but some confusion at the end.
Some confusion, and the official word on this one is, as we know, it was a disqualification to Cyrus at the end, which gives the
Yeah.
victory to Damian Moon. Big ups to his career.
But not the title.
But not the title, because the title in the Intercoastal Division never changing hands on the disqualification, and it remains vacant.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Then we move on from there. The Death Match Championship.
Oh,
Filth
Filth.
blew it away.
Unstoppable.
Blew it away. So
Unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen.
let's go match by match on this one, and then we'll get to the big ending.
Yes.
Because if you caught that at the end there, something very exciting happened, and a debuting wrestler actually takes the big man down. But we'll start with this Filth versus Enigma match.
Yes.
Actually, in both matches, both opponents able to do a little something that most opponents cannot do it with Filth, and that's mount just the slightest bit of offense.
Yes, just a little bit.
No matter how meager it was still a little bit.
He showed some offense.
But if you see with that match that ended with Enigma going to the barbed wire wrapped, thumbtack covered table at ringside
Yeah.
with the choke slam off the apron,
It happens.
Enigma unable to recover from that.
No one can stop that big blue train, ladies and gentlemen.
Then, as we know, Filth, never a man to turn down a challenge, Sulkin makes his way to the ring,
Yes, we know
demanding a match, and the same thing goes here.
we know they've had problems in the past with each other, so
Just a hair more offense than Enigma out of Sulkin,
Yeah.
but the result the same.
the result is not different.
Then we see members of the Revelation of Darkness hit
Yeah.
ringside.
Yes,
Then we see this big man, now that we know is Jason Nails,
yes.
takes the big man and knocks him clean out of the ring. What do you think about that, folks?
Oh, I said nobody might be able to derail this big blue train, but there's a nail on the track.
Yes,
Yes.
Jason Nails for the Revelation of
Yeah.
Darkness. They're able to take the big man off his feet and knock him clean to the floor.
The only man to ever take Phil off of his feet.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. As we
Yeah.
know, Phil's still remaining to this day unbeaten.
Yes,
So then we move on to, I guess, what we would call our main event.
yes,
We have Preston Phoenix versus Psychotic Red.
that little shit.
What champion is he again there, Phunky?
Of the LBGTQ champion, ladies and gentlemen.
From down south versus our XmW World Heavyweight Champion, and
Yes.
Evenly matched there for a little bit, but obviously the
Yes.
XmW champion, the dominant winner in
Well,
Preston Phoenix.
as you've seen Cyrus Archon right there, you know, throwing that LGBTQ.
Very good, very good.
There's no letters after that, right?
No. Q is the
Okay,
end.
so, yes, you've seen him throw it right in the trash and then give Red a little pat on the tummy saying, you've come out of the closet, XmW's accepted, you don't need this title anymore. If you want to put your big boy pants on, then come.
Come challenge where the big boys play.
Yes.
Not to steal a line from WCW, because God knows nobody wants to do that. But,
Yes.
but I also had word at the very end of that, in the close on this,
Yes.
I had word that Preston may have taken a small injury. Funky, you have any insight on that?
I do not. Yes, I have not heard anything about that.
Well,
You're in with the trainer.
Well, I got slight word that he may have taken a slight injury. Maybe we'll get back to you on the next episode on this one.
Yes.
But that's all I've got for him. Funky, take him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to go home, but you can stay here. So get the funk out.